Welcome back to another episode of the 12th Team Podcast, where we talk about One Piece manga chapter 1144, A Time for Warriors. Ooh, hopefully we get to see Usopp inside this doing something that is useful, but we all know it's Elbaf. Usopp's time is supposed to be coming now, so let's see if this is going to be where it's at. Probably not, but we start off, of course, with the chapter of cover art. Cover art is showing Yamato finally freeing old man Minatomo, the carpenter, as well as the young ladies that were kidnapped by Who's Who. So I'm assuming that Pei and Page One and Uti will be possibly joining Yamato, on that side of being good people, or at least the loyal subjects of Yamato. But we'll see what happens with that. We kick it off with Frankie and Ripley walking around and finally finding something very unique as Ripley introduces Frankie to this giant place that looks like it's a robot's head, which has been around for millennia. Like, there's no telling how long it's been around because there's no records of it inside the Elbaf record books. So we go up to it finally, and we get the pop out of Lilith and Bonney. Lilith and Bonney are there to greet Frankie, like, hey, we got lost, but look what we found. We've been in this place for a long time. We were going to come find you and tell you about it. But knowing Lilith being, a Vegapunk, is definitely going to be sitting there running experiments and trying to figure out what this place is doing, as well as Bonney being there. Where I believe Kuma might be there also, unless they left Kuma on the ship, which I'm not sure they left him on the ship or not, because there's nobody up on the ship anymore. So Kuma might have just got drug over to the place as well. But Frankie's like, hey, what are you two doing here? Like, and they get to talk a little bit about it. And as they're talking about it, they realize, okay, cool. This may be the place where Lilith and Bonney stay. Especially Lilith being a Vegapunk that, she is going to stay here on this place to do science and research, because this is a perfect lab to finally start doing stuff of that nature. While they're talking and trying to catch up and everything, Bonney realizes that there's a giant lightning ball behind them, lightning cloud, whatever you want to call it, and it's coming closer. And Frankie's like, wow, that's pretty creepy. This is a mysterious land and wonders there are in all of Wano. And Ripley's like, yeah, no, this isn't natural. I don't know what the fuck that is. Let's go ahead and get away from it, though. What it turns out to be, though, is a lot of these things start to pop up. Even inside the Western Village, we have what am I afraid of? The Dragar, which is a giant skeleton who Brooke makes a joke about looking like him, like, oh, it's a giant version of me. But nonetheless, it's not. It's one of those dream things that Killing Him pulled out of the dream world for the children that he was looking over. And as he pulls out the children's dreams, he, of course, sends out these monsters to different parts of the island, and now the Elbaf warriors have to stand their ground and hopefully do something about this. Now, there's a lot going on, and with all this chaos, Elbaf warriors think, hey, these are our visitors, let's get them to safety. Nami, Jinbei, Usopp, Brooke, you guys may have to go in hiding for a little bit while we take care of this, or at least try to take care of this. And Usopp's like, whoa, hold on there, buddy. I'm the great Captain Usopp. I'm the God Usopp, Sniper King himself. We're going to help out. Don't treat us like kids. We're going to be the ones who will actually help out here. No one sure enough, he's probably going to get behind Jinbei and ask Jinbei to do all the heavy lifting. But they got to get out somehow, some way. And there's a lot of things going on where it's like, hey, like, we don't want you here. If you're going to do something, no, you're going to fight, then fine. We'll let you do something, whatever you want to do. But Colin pops up, and Colin's like, hey, I want to fight as well. And Colin is one of those, this is Copacabana's child. So he's one of those adventurers who definitely can possibly hold his own. Only bad thing is he's a child still. Like, he's a kid. And all honesty, no matter how old he is or, how he looks, he's still a child. But he's going to set sail regardless. He probably won't be stopped. So we'll see if he's get let go to go ahead and do what he has to do to go through that nature. But we have, of course, Joral there, and he's looking like, hey, what is it, girl? What's going on? And he's talking to Nami, of course. As Nami is like just telling him, "That's something I gotta tell you. I didn't bring it up earlier, and I apologize. This may be related to the giant things going around right now." As Colin is trying to get his way inside there and get shunned off by one of the other elders, Nami finally realizes to tell them, "Hey, it was two strange people that were walking around earlier. One of them looked kind of like Red Hair Shanks, and they're not a part of not a part of the Straw Hat crew." So, information, sorry to tell you this late, but, hey, this is what it is. And Jinbei is looking on and is just like, a quick answer for most of these mysteries is that it's a devil fruit behind it. So it has to be somebody's devil fruit, which we all know as the readers, that this is Killingham's devil fruit being put to use, as he simply is taking out the fears or thoughts or the dreams of the children, pulling them out and making them into a reality. Now, everybody's going to assign different things that they should be doing, and it's time to fight back. And Nami, along with the rest of the crew, was like, "Hey, I don't know who these people are, but they're abducting children, and we all know Nami does not play when it comes down to kids." You remember back from not just her village, but remember back inside of Water 7, not Water 7. If you remember back to Punk Hazard, Nami even says that they're like, "Hey, like she's looking out for the kids. The kids come first." From the kids inside Punk Hazard to to Momonosuke, to all of them, just she has a connection with making sure the kids stay safe. And now it's time for them to actually fight back and see what's going on and how they can actually stop this. So Jinbei's going back and forth, and Usopp's finally yelling about it, like, "Hey, let's just sit here and focus on the intruders. Let's let all of the big guys go target and look for those giant monster things while we sit back and relax and go look for the intruders who intruded the island." So they're looking for at least 2, but it could be more, assailants that came here to the islands that are not a part of our crew that's going on. But they need a ship and a guide, somebody to get them around. And luckily, here comes Colin with a boat. And he's like, "Hey, if you guys want to go, you guys could join me. Not like you're going to stop me anyway. I'm going to go do this. So you can join for right now. But remember, I'm the captain." And they all jump aboard. And Nami's like, "Oh, that's so adorable." They jump aboard the ship and they take off. And now it's onward with the Men Oars Calling Pirates. And they set sail. We cut away to look at Gunko's ritual that she's doing. And it's a message of all the sun world going on, but she's listening to music going on. Humans unrelated to the Straw Hat crew have been spotted near the castles, but she has her headphones on. It's like her after meal ritual. It's not really a ritual, but it's something that she likes to do. She enjoys doing post meals to relax herself and I guess soothe her hunger down a little bit more in her mind. So Killingham was like, "Hey, it's not nice to make fun of people. Be careful with that, especially not with Gunko." And Summers is like, "Hey, you're right about that. It's a nice hobby to have. Carry on. But what are you listening to? What song is it?" It's called New World. And Summers starts cracking up because Summers is like, are we already living inside that already? Are we already living inside the New World? And I wonder if this song is by Uta. That'd be interesting if it is an old song by Uta. But who knows? We know Uta passed away suddenly when she came back but she is canon now. Uta is canon. Shanks' daughter. Love it. Shout out Femred. But get back on track. Do not make fun of other people, Summers. And he apologizes to Gunko, of course. But he does that and we cut back away to Saul. Saul is still trying to stop what's going on. Saul is the one who's trying to go on and just stop all the kids from moving. So now he's back with 2 shields and hopefully he can keep the children safe. But it kind of doesn't work out. He didn't think the plan all the way through. If you stop one child, that means that child isn't moving. The rest are still following in a straight line. That just means they're going to get all hit by the thorns from the person in front of them and behind them. And it goes on until it gets to the very back and they're just smushed. Which Saul realizes, hey, this strategy was not the best strategy ever. Because he hits them and the 2 front kids get hit. And the the thorns come out and hit each other from both the front and the back. So now he's trying to figure out what his next best thing is to do. So he says, if the front wasn't work, let's go ahead and get behind them. And he riles up this giant whip and he throws it on one of the kids and grabs them. He says, yes, finally got him. Got them off peel, just off peel, one at a time. Got to get this right. But as they do this, and he finally figures out how to stop the children from possibly moving, the giant fury or the wolf, shadow wolf, pops up. And the shadow wolf pops up, and now we have Chopper freaking out, and Robin's looking on like, oh, damn. So what are they going to do? And then we cut around a little bit more, back to outside of the Western Village, where the giant skull was finally taken care of, and that thing came down tumbling. There are some of the Elbaf warriors that were injured inside this, but they're freaking out. Where's our captains at? Let's get the captains to come handle this stuff. Captains Dory and Broggy, of course, are in the bathroom throwing up because they drunk too much. They had a good time, hit the sauce a little bit too much, had to go let it all out. Time to sober up. But as they're doing this, though, the giants are holding their own. They're holding off the giant dragon and the ghost as well that's there, and they're holding them off, I say, but not for long, because this dragon is shooting out fire, and as it comes out, you have a lot of the Elbaf warriors who are trying their best to stop things, but they get overran. So they're like, "Hey, F this! It's time for us to go. Everybody, flee for your lives!" And as they turn around, all we hear in the background is, "It's our turn, Dory." "Indeed, Broggy. Ho, hi, cool, Serenity!" The exact move, they hit the goldfish wig back in Little Garden. They take out both the ghost and the dragon in one blow. Knock them both out, plus an extra, the Wolfman creature thing. So they take out 3 things at once, knocking them all out. And the giants are all looking on like, yes, the captains are finally here. I mean, the giant pirate crew is finally here. And they're like, hey, have no fear. Sorry it took us a long time to come out here. We were puking up everything because we drank so much. What a shame. We apologize for that. Leave everything, the exterminations, to us to go forth and take on the rest of these creatures and get rid of them and clean up. And as well as everybody else, what you can do is help the children out. And we look at the new giant ship as it comes through, and we see a familiar person up on there that actually is Mr. Ya, the Mountain Eater, aka Scopper Gabon. Which means hopefully we get to see Scopper Gabon taking on some of these shadow creatures or giant figures, dream creatures, if you must say. And they say, hey, that's one unstoppable ship. And they end the chapter right there. We do have 11:45 coming up soon because there is no break inside here. But we have Scopper Gabon as well as Dory and Broggy showing up with the rest of the giant pirate crew to save the day and hopefully take out the rest of these dream monsters. Now, what I'm disappointed about, again, is the fact that Usopp isn't doing shit. He's commanding shit, though. He is commanding stuff. But Usopp, when are we going to see you become Himothy inside of this arc? Because as of right now, I don't see you doing much of anything. If they do end up finding the God's Knights or the Holy Knights, if they end up finding them, we see 3v4. Nami probably taking on Gunko. And then we have probably Summers taken on by Jinbei if possible, and then possibly a team up between Brook and Usopp going up against Killingham. So we'll see. There's all possibilities of what could happen. What I hope to see happen as well, because we need to see Usopp do something. Like, I'm tired of seeing my man's get played like he a clown. You feel me? Come on now, this is supposed to be God Usopp. You're supposed to be like us, but better. You're a human, but you are a fearless warrior of the sea with a bag full of tricks, and you're supposed to have the best observation hockey there is on a crew. And what better person to show you that how it's done than, of course, Mr. Ya, aka Scopper Gabon, if he can show you in that case. But to get to it, I digress. We want to make sure we know down below, what do you guys think is going to happen inside the next chapter? What are your thoughts about this chapter? We want to make sure that, as we read through and look through some of these things, that they do come back to help us out. We see we now know that the God's Knights have certain powers. We have mythical dragon that's the Killingham. We have the Thorn Man, the Summers, and then we have the arrow person or fruit that's inside of Gunko. We still have Shamrock. He was mentioned again just now. Well, not him per se, but somebody who looks like Redhead Shanks. We all know it's the Shamrock. So we now have that inside play. So hopefully things can go good, and we get to see more of that Cerberus sword being put to use if he has to come back. But I want to see how Saul can stop the rest of the children and what they're gonna do to stop this giant wolf that's over there now. All people over there with Saul is Robin and Chopper. So we'll see what can happen. We have Demon Floor, and we also have Mental Floor, and then we also have giant Monster Point Chopper. So we'll see what happens when it comes down to it. Fingers crossed that something goes good. I am excited to see what can come out the rest of this. So welcome back. Twisting Podcast, bringing you the best of all content as long as we can, for as much as we can, for as long as we can. Stay tuned. Hit that like button if you fuck with us. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you always get the subscribe. It helps us out, helps the channel out a lot. It goes a long way, pushes us up the algorithm. We're trying to get to that 500,000. Keep hitting these milestones marks and keep going from there. Make sure you guys do leave a comment down below. It does help out a lot, even if you just fuck with the video. Shit. Shout out to you. More power to you. But definitely rock with us. If you're rocking with us, let us know down below what you think. Hit the notification bell so you always know whenever we drop something. Me and 16 are doing our best to stay on top of our grind, and we're pushing our content as much as we can. But we're trying to push our content the right way, not just give you bullshit, but give you stuff that will make you come back and actually, hey, I want to see more. So if you're rocking with us, stay tuned, stay with the Grand Fleet, hit that subscribe button to be a part of it. This is 12 signing off.